Do you ever notice that sinking feeling you get right in the pit of your stomach when a potential client asks about what's your hourly rate? Well, what if you could turn that question and that conversation into your greatest opportunity to demonstrate your firm's value? This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, and I want to share with you what happened to Sarah when she was in this exact situation, and she was struggling with it because she wanted to be responsive, but she was responding with something that didn't actually work in her favor or in that potential client's favor either. So during our initial consultation, Sarah admitted that she lost several clients due to price because they found lower price competitors. And her initial response to this question of what's your hourly rate was common with something that most firm owners do. So here's how the conversation usually went. There would be this potential client, and immediately they're asking, what's your hourly rate? And then Sarah would respond, our standard rate is $225 an hour. And the potential client would say, oh, I found someone online that charges $150 an hour. Can you match that? Does that sound familiar to you? Well, here's what happens. When you respond with a rate too soon, then you're teaching your clients to focus on price instead of the value that you and your firm offer. So this matters because studies have shown 85% of clients actually care more about the service delivery, the relationship, than they do about price. Those two things come first. Service delivery and relationship are more important to 85% of potential clients before price. But too often, you get someone asking about your hourly rate, you jump into the pricing discussion much too soon. So here's what changed for Sarah as we started to talk about this, is we just kind of came up with a different way for her to approach these conversations. And now when that potential client says, what's your hourly rate? Her response is, I appreciate asking about the investment, but first, help me understand a little bit more about what's going on in your business regarding your finances. I want to hear what your biggest challenge is right now. And that way, the potential client is going to respond with something like, well, I'm behind in my bookkeeping and I feel like I could be more profitable than what I am right now. And that is what Sarah hears. And then when her response will be, well, tell me a little bit more about how this is affecting your decision. So think about it. What she did is someone asked the rate. They didn't change the question, but she changed her response. She wanted to first reframe or refocus to hearing more about what's going on with them. They told her, and then she wanted to dig in a little bit more deeply. And these are some things to think about as you're reframing how you respond to what's your hourly rate. The very first thing is timing matters. You want to be able to show them the value of engaging your firm services. What is the experience like? How do you work with them? And how do you work with your clients? Is it kind of like cookie cutter, or is it that you really making some changes to meet the needs of each specific client? So you want to explain that first. And then the next thing is you want to develop a connection based on value as opposed to you just being the cheapest person out there. So before discussing the investment, you want to explain to your client and educate them about how you're going to go ahead and solve their problems. That's very important to them. That's part of where your value lies. And then the third thing is confidence in the delivery, because confidence matters a lot. And your tone and how you respond and how you show up and how you answer things sets the tone for the entire relationship. This is a first impression, and first impressions are lasting impressions. So think about these factors once again as you hear that what's your hourly rate. Timing matters. You want to focus on the experience first before you discuss the investment. Then you want to focus on the value, where you're educating them about how you would approach things and what it would look like. And then third, you want to be able to deliver this in a confident manner. You're the expert. You know how to do this. You've done it for other clients before. They are in good hands. So I'm going to break this down a little bit further. When someone asks you, what's your hourly rate? This is what you want to do once again. First, acknowledge their question. Don't get defensive. Don't buy into the fact that, yes, you have high rates. Just acknowledge it. I understand that you want to make a good investment. The next thing is you want to redirect in a very purposeful way. So to give you more information as to what this might look like, tell me why you're reaching out to me now. And then the last thing is explore their needs, because it wasn't like they just had a whim and decided to give you a call and schedule a meeting with you. They're busy also. So we want to find out what their needs are. So tell me what this would mean for your business if we can resolve these challenges. So once again, you want to acknowledge their question first. You want to redirect, that's the second thing, with a very purposeful thing of finding out more information of why they're reaching out to you now. And then the third thing is you want to explore their needs. So here's how this works. And this is what happened for Sarah, is within about 3 months of implementing this new approach of how to be able to answer the question and approach her, the investment of working with her, she was able to increase the average client by about 40%. The value of the average client increased by about 40%. And as a result of that, she stopped engaging those price-sensitive clients into her firm. That was an eye-opener for her. So the main thing, the primary point is you need to connect with your value before you can expect anybody else to recognize the value that you offer. But think about it. When you deeply connect to the benefits of someone engaging your firm's services, it influences everything else about the relationship moving forward. You want to focus on them and how this matters to them, not the work you do to be able to achieve the results. So think about this for you. What would this mean for your firm if you could confidently handle the what's your hourly rate and the pricing conversations? If you feel like you're ready to really confidently take charge of these conversations, navigate them in a very intentional way so you're no longer competing on price, then let's talk. I invite you to reach out to me for a complimentary strategy session. And this is where we'll have a time to discuss your firm, where you want to be able to make some changes to increase the value of the prices you charge, the clients you engage, the services that you are offering and leading with. So if that interests you and you're ready to really move your firm forward and raise the bar as far as working with a higher value client and being able to offer higher value services, then reach out to me at businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk, and we will get that set up. Remember, your response to what's your hourly rate sets the groundwork for everything else regarding that client relationship. First impressions matter. This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, showing firm owners how to double their rates, working half the time. Take care.